Louise Story. I write about Wall Street for the New York Times. I'm joined by my colleague Eric Dash, who also writes on Wall Street.
It's report card time for the nation's largest banks, and just like students at the end of the quarter, the banks and investors themselves are sort of getting jittery about the results. Some of the results have come out already because the information was relayed to the banks on Tuesday.
I think this is actually pretty good news from the public's perspective because we're seeing at the largest banks, there may not be much more taxpayer money needed. You know, the government already gave so much money to these banks. The government already gave $45 billion to Bank of America, for example, and it turns out that Bank of America only needs $34 billion of that money, and Bank of America might not use the government money for the 34. So I think we may see some of the taxpayer money getting returned.
Right. Well, even though taxpayer money may not be, additional taxpayer money may not be required, I think you also have to look at it from the investor point of view. And that is, how much more money is going to be needed or converted into common stock from the government's initial investment of preferred stock. And that means for the average investor, they could see their shares diluted. But the other thing that's sort of happening simultaneously is that investors may have already priced some of this in. So it's also possible the bank stocks may rally. So we really don't know what's going to happen.
This reminds me of in 1933 when FDR came in and shut down most of the banks in the country. He closed some, and then the ones he reopened, he said, these are healthy. And that's very much what the Obama administration is trying to do. They're trying to say we've sussed out the problems, we've given the capital that they need, and now the banking system is okay. And what will be interesting is whether that convinces investors or not. On Thursday, when the government releases its findings on the banks, will that bring confidence back to the banking system? And I know that's certainly what regulators are hoping for.
Right, and I think the answer is we don't know until the results will get released.